So what I want to be able to do here is extend the reach of my agent by implementing the capability to use knowledge sources that I can get to using topics and actions. So the starting point is to create an agent as normal. I create an F1 agent here, given a description, general instructions. Importantly, make sure that the orchestration option is selected and enabled, as you see here. The knowledge source that I've selected, apart from what the model already knows about, is just a single site here. Now, when I go and have a look at what the agent can do, what it answers, you'll see that it's able to answer the questions, but it does it in a very basic manner. There's not a huge amount of detail. I want to be able to extend this and improve the information that I am returned, especially when I ask about current information, current news. Now, the way that I achieve that is I go into actions and I'm going to create an action here. Now, the action is a method by which we can go in and get that information. So I'm going to use Brave Search to do that, and I'm going to select the option to search the web for news, and it will use Brave Search. Now, to make this connection complete, I've already gone in and created a free Brave account, and I've also got the API for the Brave search capability in there, and I've put that into this configuration already. You'll see that it has the check mark there. So create a free Brave account, then grab the API. So I go in next. Down here, I'm going to change the user authentication to the Copilot author authentication and add the action. Now, we're going to need to be able to feed the search query into this plugin here so that Brave can go off and do the search and return the results. The way that we do that is we do that by going into a topic. We're going to add a new topic here. We'll do it from blank. Now, what we're going to do is we're basically going to trigger this topic. Now, we need to describe how we're going to trigger that. And I'm going to say here, this tool should be used when the user asks questions about news around something. So when that is put in the prompt, the trigger here should detect that, and we now want to run the steps through this topic. The next step I need to do here is go in and add an action. I want to create a search query, and you'll see here that it's going to take the system text, which is basically the prompt the user types in to trigger that. We want to feed that in to our search engine. So we're going to go in here and create a new variable so that can be saved into a variable. We can use it throughout the topic. I'm going to change the name of that variable to something that I recognize called search query. You'll see that it's scoped just to this topic. All right, so with that now created, what I want to do is I want to feed that into my action here. So into the one that I've created here with Brave. So I go in and you'll see under actions preview, search the web for news, which is the one that I created previously. I want to feed in the variable from the prompt here. So I'm going to select the option here and then the variable that I recognize called search query. Now, do notice that it is a record in this case, which means it has multiple entities. One is the keyword, so that was the keyword extracted from the prompt, and actually the prompt itself, which is what we want to use in this case. So that's the second option. And then the final option I'll go down here is I will basically just tidy this up and say that the topic has now ended. I'm going to save that, and I'm going to give that a name here. So I'll call that in the news. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to test that when that comes back to make sure that it gives me the results that I expect here. Give that a moment to fully save, and that is now complete. So let's go over here and go, tell me the latest news about Alpine, for example. Let's hit enter there. And it'll go to the activity map, follow through basically the steps that it's taking. We'll be able to follow that through. You'll see here that the topic has been triggered, and then that should then go off and check our source that we created, our add-in via Brave. And we should see in a sec here, once it's finished processing, getting the results, bringing it back, giving us the result which we expect here. There we go. So that is exactly what we expect here. Now, of course, when you have created that and you want to update your agent, make sure you do push the publish button to complete that process. It may take a few minutes, but what we should expect over here is go, please tell me the latest news about Ferrari, for example. and that will then trigger that topic. The topic will then hand off to the search. We've created that connection, come back with a result, give that result back to our agent who will tidy up the result and then present it to the user who asked the question. So that should give us more relevant, up-to-date, current information and in greater detail than we have got previously with just the pure agent acting there. So you'll see here we get quite a level of detail there. Now, again, the way that I created that was, the first thing I went in and did was create an action. The action then used the third-party service being Brave Search, and you may need an API key typically to do that, which are largely free for a lot of services. So just set that up. Then once I had the action, I went in and created a topic. The topic then had a trigger. So what is the key request that is going to make that topic activate? And then once it's activated, what will be the flow through? In this case, I will get the information of the prompt and I'll feed it into the search engine, who will give me the results back, and then those results will be presented by the agent back to the user in that sequence, in that conversation. So that's really how simple it is to create it. But the key to it is, firstly, create the agent, get the agent working, then go in, add an action, then add a topic that uses that action. Make sure that you save everything and publish it when completed. That's the easy way that you can enhance a Copilot Studio agent using topics and actions. Thank you very much for watching the video.